Okay, welcome back. So we've gotten quite a lot of things covered. So we're learning quite a lot about ways that we can manipulate and shape our sounds. But one of the coolest and most fun features to play with within the Wavetable synth here in Ableton Live 10 is going to be our modulation matrix. So let's get this guy zoomed in, and let's take a look at. You know what? I might want to. I'll zoom it in, but not that close. Might want to leave myself some of these other features available to reach. All right, so I'm going to turn on oscillator 2, and let's just take a look here. So what I'm going to do, first thing I want to assign is the wavetable position. That's this guy right here. So it's already a default setting within the matrix. So let's assign the wavetable position to, let's do it to the envelope. Or no, you know what? I'll do it to LFO1. So by doing that, I'll just hover over LFO1 and oscillator 1 position, and I'll just click and push up, or I can push down. I want to give it a positive value, and let's take a listen. So now you can see the actual position of the wavetable being modulated right there. And I can change it for you if you want to see the other view. So that is giving this some movement, allowing for that sound to be a little bit more dynamic. So, and it's following the shape that we've assigned here. And the rate and the amount and all that good stuff. Let's let it run free. All right, pretty cool, right? Pretty straightforward, pretty easy peasy stuff. So let's take a look at, let's say there, like, see how it's set up now. You're like, well, what if I want to do the frequency, or what if I want to do, you know, some other parameter? I don't see it here. How do I get it there? It's really, really cool and really, really easy to do. Whatever parameter you grab, I'm going to grab the frequency on filter 1, becomes the next available assignable parameter just by simply touching it. Filter 2, it switches to filter 2. So let's go back to filter 1, and let's assign the frequency of filter 1 to LFO2. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go down LFO2 column to the frequency 1, and let's give it a positive value. And I'm also going to assign the wavetable position of this guy, oscillator 2. Let's assign that to envelope 2. And let's give this some better shape. So now you can see that responding to LFO2. All right. Again, pretty cool, pretty straightforward. So one of the things you want to pay attention to as well is when we're out of this big screen, you know, view that we toggle in and out of through the triangle there, we have the matrix for our assignable envelopes, and then we have the MIDI matrix as well. They're separated here in this view. They're two separate areas. But when we're in this full screen, or not full screen, but this larger imagery, it's all combined into one right here for us. So just be aware of that. So they're kind of combined there. So the last thing I want to point out to you is your global controls down here, time and amount. So of course we have different times and different settings that we can individually achieve within our different envelopes and LFOs. But if we want to change that globally, we can do that here. So if we go down negatively, it increases the time. You know, it increases the way the modulation is being applied. If we go up, it slows it down. And we double click, we're back to 0. And finally, the amount is how much modulation do we want to apply. We can go up to 200, or we can go down to nothing, which essentially now nothing's being modulated. And that's globally. So that applies to everything across the board, irrespective of what other settings you've already applied individually. So that kind of like overrides that. But it's a nice added touch, you know, if you want to fine tune or overall adjust your modulation assignments. So that essentially is the modulation matrix within the Wavetable synth here in Ableton Live 10. Hopefully, if you've watched all the tutorials or gone through the course, or maybe you just jumped around to certain areas that you enjoyed or needed to know more about, hopefully I've been able to impart some knowledge onto you. Yeah, it's a great tool. It's very powerful, and it's limitless as far as getting your mind involved in what you want to achieve with it. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of the channel. Thanks for pushing play. You know, let's give us some thumbs up. Let's share the love. If you want to share the channel out there, feel free. Share, like, subscribe, and all that. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for pushing play, and peace.